Yes, and brought my Kindle out today to remind me that I read Kindle books.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes.
Vines. When your new neighbor turns out to be an assassin and a stalker. I mean, ma'am.
Oh my god. Hey guys.
I didn't know we're recording.
Whoa, fancy seeing you here. Come here often? Is that not funny?
It is funny.
Oh, okay. You just didn't play off of it literally at all. It was like so funny that it was just not funny. Yeah.
It's so funny. I think.
So funny that it was a dad joke.
Like, you know, the laugh comes later.
It's just funny because like I looked at you and you were like this. Like I'm gonna do a little instant replay really quick. I just look over at you and you're like
grimacing.
Anyway.
Like, right on, Dawn. And next up is our weather report.
When they're like, right.
Yeah. The other anchor has to be like, all right. And
after that storm, we're going to talk about a real one. I don't think anybody really cares who does the intro, so why don't we just do it both at the same time and we say the exact same script.
I hope you... Ow! Ah! Ah! Okay.
Ready?
Just do it normally. Do it normal.
Let's do it together.
Okay.
Like twins.
We're not twins.
I know. We're actually sisters. That'll be for you guys who watch our reels and our TikToks.
Okay, ready.
Right, okay.
Hey guys.
What's up? My name's Christine.
I'm Monique.
And today we're going to be doing our...
August wrap-up.
Wrap-up. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you can't just copy... Everything that I'm saying.
Dang it. Everything that I'm saying.
Doesn't make sense. It
literally
doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know why you're trying to copy me.
Bum, bum, da 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 da, bum, bum, da.
Yeah, so we're doing the August wrap-up. If you guys didn't know, it's this crazy kooky thing where we talk about all the books that we did. We did. All the books that we read in August.
I spent a little too long trying to do Kane's Jawbone this month. So my book total is not as high as it should have been. But I feel confident that I have a plan of attack. A lot of people like to cut out the pages.
Wait, first of all, what is Kane's Jawbone?
Oh,
for the people in the audience.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Kane's Jawbone.
I'd never seen this before. You picked it up.
I picked it up, and it literally said for fans of, like, you know,
Agatha
Christie-esque mysteries. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm always down for a good whodunit. Like, I feel confident that I will enjoy this book. So when I go to the register, I feel like I explained this once, but when I go to the register, the person at the cashier was like, oh, this is like a puzzle. She's like, I already cut out all my pages. And I said, you have to cut out the pages?
Desecrate a genuine novel.
And then I looked at the back, and it is pretty much a puzzle, a literary puzzle, where you have to figure out who was murdered, by whom, and put the pages in the correct order. So all the pages are out of order. So you can't, it's hard. So I was trying to make a little dent in this, and I don't really know my strategy as of yet. My current strategy is to go through and see where the characters are located. So right now I'm going to be tabbing anything I see Henry in, and then I'll go back and do any other character I see, like Clement, and then I'll just keep doing that. And then I'm gonna have to get a notebook. I realized while I was doing this, like, it's just, I spent too much time trying to figure out the plan. And so there you go. That is Kane's Jawbone. That is the thing I picked up along the way.
Nice. I love it. Picasso. We'll just go ahead and get some housekeeping out of the way. Y'all know I like to do this at the beginning so we can go ahead and get it over with. There were some vlogs and some book clubs and things that we participated in last month. First and foremost, I did a fun little vlog for the Partner Track, which is the book that is now a Netflix TV show. I basically read the book watch the first season, compared and contrasted. So if you guys are interested in the partner track, which basically just follows a Chinese American young lawyer at this like top 5 law firm in New York, and she has to navigate racial bias, a couple of upsetting things that happen in her law firm, then you can check out that vlog up above. It was a really fun time. I really liked the show. That's not in a sense of like it's exactly like real life. It's just an entertaining, dramatic show to watch.
Is that why you're rewatching Suits? You're
Yes.
not even slick.
I'm not even slick. I am rewatching Suits right now. The other vlog that I ended up doing last month was the Book of the Month vlog. I'm just gonna run through the books that I read for that. First of all, The Maid by Nita Prose. Second of all, The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah, and Dating Dr. Dill by Nisha Sharma. If you guys are interested in my full thoughts on these 3 books and which book I DNF'd, click that link up in the cards.
So next up, you know, we have our cringy classic literature book club. And last month was my pick, Whispers in the Dark. And let's just say I held up the name of cringe. It was a rough time, not gonna.
So bad.
Not even gonna try and sugarcoat it. It was a rough time for the roomies. I feel like we did have some that enjoyed it in the end, but I did not like my journey to the end of that book. The end wasn't even that good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think we both rated it a 1 star.
I think I gave it a 1.5 because you got me stuck there. You know, like I liked
In
some parts of the main girl's character.
Okay.
But I didn't like
the second half.
In the second
of the
half.
book.
Yes.
I think we can confidently say that when we looked up reviews, we saw 1 stars and 4 stars, right? And we were confused. We were like, how can it be so, you know, one or the other, right? And what we can say as far as advice, if you're interested in this book, first of all, check your triggers.
Yes.
Second of all, skip the first half.
Or like, you know, skip half of the first half.
Like
read the first chapter and then
you
jump
get
to
the vibe.
chapter 10.
Yeah. Chapter like 15. Like
I say 10 because some stuff happens there.
anyway.
But yes,
Yeah.
So we read Whispers in the Dark.
Yes, which is so interesting. And really all we can say about classic literature is that we are going to be reading our next book, and then we will be on a little hiatus. So if you guys haven't heard about that, we'll be on a hiatus October through December, and then we'll pick back up in January. We also have a new place for the members in our Discord. So if you guys are interested in joining our book club and just kind of chatting with other members and seeing what books we have every month that we're going to be reading, you can join our Discord and engage in that platform. Yeah, and then the other book club, of course, is Fantasy Series Book Club. You guys know that I host a fantasy series book club with Rachel from Let Me in the Library, Nicole from Bon Bon Reads, and Jess from Books Past Bedtime. Last month, we finished the Greenbone Saga, and I am still crying about it with Jade Legacy. If you guys are interested in full thoughts on this and like the book club's talk, I'll link the video up in the cards. But yeah, I mean, this was such a good ending to the series, but also like so sad. Like people aren't kidding when they say it's a sad time.
You only have 1 tab.
And yeah, I didn't tab this one. I didn't
that
tab this
sad?
one. I don't know why. I guess I just wanted to read it. And there wasn't like that much new information as far as like characters and stuff. Like the world was pretty much established. So I obviously tabbed one thing. What did I tab? Oh, I tabbed one thing that I thought was going to be foreshadowing. And it was a wild time. Anyway, wild. The end of this book, I was like, what the frick?
Oh my god. I am not looking forward.
I just can't believe it ended the way it did. But also it's like so like, it makes so much sense. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about Jade Legacy. Monique still has to read it, so there you go. I'll just go ahead and give that to you.
Speaking of book clubs, I was invited to be on Noelle's, not Hot Dog Book Club, which is the Instagram for the account, but it's called Hot Girl Book Club, where we read fun books written by hot girls, you know. Our book of last month was The Memory Librarian, and it was a fun time. This book is a collection of short stories set in a backdrop of like the dirty computer world that Janelle Monáe wrote an album about. I had like 3 favorite short stories. I wasn't obsessed with all the short stories. Some of them I felt we didn't really need, or it could have been a little longer, you know. But overall, I was impressed by this. I truly believe there needs to be like a movie or a TV show. It has to be the next step in this world she's built, because it's just very descriptive.
What is it? You know what I mean?
It's a dystopian version of, I would assume it is America, because like one of the cities reminded me of New York. I even think they said like corner of Brooklyn and Ave or something. So it's like a dystopian version of America. Like the stories are each different. So there's like one story where people augment memories.
Okay.
And there's other stories where there's like people leave that they are different. They go and they have like a safe haven, and then people find out where that safe haven is, and then there's like a conversation about whether, you know, who's allowed to be considered a part of the community. Just a lot of things. But yeah, it's just like a backdrop of like a dystopian America. I just really liked it because it had a lot of great queer characters. Like I feel like a lot of dystopian books aren't written from like a Black POV, if that makes sense. Like,
right,
there's never, like, it's like rare. So I feel like this is just a good place to be. Like, this is a good start. So okay. I enjoyed it.
Moving forward, let's chit chat about the one, the only, the Twilight.
Oh boy. Oh, these are cute tabs.
I know, yeah, they match really well, huh? Yeah, so this is Twilight. I did a reread for the read-along. You guys know I've been talking about it. It's going to be a 4-star. Surprisingly enough, in the reread, I'm finding that Edward is not as, like, impactful as he usually is. But it's so interesting to read this and then watch the movies, because obviously it's different. And, like, the character of Edward in this book is, like, so much more than what Robert Pattinson gave us in that movie. And and that's, like, no shade. They're just, like, in my brain, they're 2 different people, because this guy is like truly a vampire. You know what I mean? Like he truly is like an ancient centuries old vampire. And it was nice to read this and like get back into that mindset, because I think watching the movie a lot, you can kind of be used to like the Robert Pattinson version, which is like a very like soft version of a vampire. But like this dude truly is like ancient. Like the way he talks to Bella, I'm like, sir, we are not in 1902 anymore. But Bella likes it, so let the toxicity continue. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It'll be interesting to see how I like the rest of the books in the series, because this one truly, I think this one was like the one that I remember the most. I don't remember really what else happens besides like what happens in the movies. Anyway, 4 stars, baby. Enjoyed it. Moving on, I did also read Running Wild by K.A. Tucker. This is the third book in her Simple Wild series. But obviously, the novella is in between the 2nd and 3rd books. So this one follows Marie, which is the veterinarian that kind of is part of Jonah's life before Calla comes to Alaska. And she's in love with him the whole time, right? So they're best friends, yada yada. She thinks that they're gonna get together, you know, plot twist. They don't. It's not Jonah and Marie's story, right? So Marie has to basically find like somebody else to be with. And in this book, it's so great because she's like 37 and she's kind of like, okay, I've definitely leaned into work for my whole entire life and I'm in Alaska. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know everyone.
Slim pickings.
Who's around. So then when this, you know, new sled dog, you know, championship owner or whatever, he comes into town, she's like, wow, we have some new blood. He's kind of cute. And then he ends up being an so there's that. But it was a really fun time. I actually really liked their relationship. It was really nice. And they both have things that they're dealing with. You know, in true K.A. Tucker fashion, there is that emotional element, which I love. And I just love being in this world. I love being in Alaska. I love being, you know, with the crew. It was a fun time.
How do we compare it to our main couple? Yeah, our other couple.
They're different. They're different. Like Jonah and Calla, they're so interesting because it's like a Gemini and Taurus relationship. So like they butt heads a lot in that one. In this one, she's like very much okay, if this guy doesn't like me, then like whatever. Like I'm not gonna fight at all. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna like let it go because I'm 37. I don't have time to waste. And I kind of liked that because she was like, okay, cool. You don't want to be associated with me? Fine. But then the guy comes back and he's like, wait a minute, I kind of like you. And she's like, yeah,
of course
I'm a catch, bitch. So yeah, I don't know. It's just different. Like, do I like them more? I don't know if I like them more because I haven't like spent a lot of time with them. And that first book, like The Simple Wild, just truly is so good that like I'm not sure if anything could really, you know, cap that. But yeah, I ended up rating this a 4-star because I really liked it. It was a fun time. And I always like being in this world, so highly recommend. Give Marie a chance, guys, if you read The Simple Wild. Give Marie a chance.
I also read a Kindle romance. It was called Faking with Benefits by Lily Gold. It's like a reverse harem, fake dating reverse harem thing that I came across. A nice illustrated cover. I was like, oh wait, what's this? So pretty much it follows our main character. I'm blanking on her name, but like she has like a to-do list of things she needs to do before she hits like 30 or 35 or something. And one of them was to be married and like, you know, start her family, but she's never had a boyfriend. She sucks at dating. So of course,
don't we all?
Yeah. And she owns like a lingerie line. She's a fashion designer. She designs lingerie. So she's hot. She's got it all, you know, except for like skills. So of course, her hot neighbors across the hall host a podcast about being single. It's called like 3 Single Guys. And they give like dating tips and whatever.
This is that book?
So come up with a solution together that they would help not Calla.
This is Cal's prequel.
Yeah, excuse me.
Her in college.
Help the main character by, you know, dating her, you know, in a contractual way. And obviously...
we love the fake dating contracts, you know what I mean?
Obviously, they all fall for her. And it was just very interesting to see a polyamorous relationship like done...
in a fake dating way, or?
like in a normal modern setting. Like there's no mobsters.
No mobsters.
There's no mobsters. No one's kidnapped. There's no one's abducted. There's no like bond mating ritual that you have to do. They just all like each other. They are all normal late 20, early 30s. And I'm like, wow, this is refreshing to see this. You know, it's good to see this.
Yeah, you don't have to have these convoluted
we don't have
plot lines. It can just be like a normal.
They can just date and they can figure out their situation as they go along. So that was refreshing.
So were the males into each other too, or were they all? It was just a true reverse harem where they all were just into the one girl.
I don't think there was. Yeah, I think they all like. I don't think they don't mind. They are obviously together a lot in the rooms, but I don't think they
date each other.
Okay. They just all date. They all are dating
her.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I love to see it. I love to see it. And then as far as like ebooks and audiobooks and things like that, I'm just gonna run through. Of course, y'all know I finished the Ice Planet Honeymoon first bind up, which is the like honeymoons of the first 4 books.
So you're saying all the people that got married, there's books about their honeymoon?
They're novellas, yeah.
Okay.
But there's like a bind up, which is basically like the length of an actual book.
Okay.
So I finished those. I like buddy read them with Laura from Laura's Library Card. Truly, like when I went into this, I wasn't really interested in the honeymoon books. I'm not gonna lie, because like I'm not a huge fan of novellas. Just I don't know why. I just don't really like them. And Laura was like, "Oh, I'm starting them. You should try them out. They're getting pretty good." And I was like, "All right, fine. I'll read them." So, you know, I'm like going about my way, just like listening to Georgie and Vectal in the first book. And I'm like, I like y'all, but y'all are just, the reason why I rated y'all a 3.5 is because y'all's relationship is so
cute.
Boring. It's so boring. Okay. Like they're fine, but like Georgie and Vectal, I don't know what it is about them. I'm just like, is it because they're leaders? No idea. Anyway, so I kind of was just like, do I need to read the rest of these books? I'm not sure. But then I got into Liz and Rahash and I fell in love again.
Of course you did. Rahash.
I love them so much, y'all. Like their relationship, like I'm literally coming to tears right now. Because Liz and him, like, their relationship, their back and forth, it's so good. Like, she literally gives him shit and he gets so damn mad, and it's so good because she'll be like, yeah, why are you such an idiot? And he's like, I'm not an idiot, I'm a hunter. And I just love it so much because they're fun and silly while also still being in love and like still like learning things about each other, and it was just a fun time. And I will say, like, going through all of these, I will be, you know, continuing with the honeymoon series, but they do kind of push the plot along just like a little bit because there is that overarching plot in the Ice Planet books that I always talk about. Like, there's this big thing going on, and those honeymoon books do push it like a little bit. Like, they do add to it. So it's not just like, I know what you're thinking, like they're just doing it all the time and it's like that kind of a thing, because it's called a honeymoon book for a reason. But there are other things to it besides just that part of it, if that makes sense. So anyway, I had a fun time. Y'all know I rated a 5-star, okay? Let's not play games. The other book that I read on audio was XOXO by Axio. That is basically a young woman goes to Korea to study music, right? Because she's a Korean American, and she gets this once in a lifetime opportunity to study at one of the schools in Korea because she's going to visit her grandma who is sick, right? So as she's going to school, she accidentally, of course, bumps into this really cute guy, you know.
Oh, accidentally.
And they have a little thing, and she's like, what are you doing later? And he's like, oh, I'm practicing for my band because I'm in a K-pop group.
And you're like, okay, cool.
And she doesn't know a thing about it. I mean, like, she does not know a thing about K-pop. And she just kind of was like, oh, okay, like, whatever, let's hang out, da, 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 da. She doesn't understand the time that it takes to be an idol. So anyway, it was just really good. Like, it was like an academic setting.
That sounds
set
fun.
in Seoul. Yeah, I think you would really like this one. Set in Seoul. They're like fun little side characters. There's lots of drama, of course, because she has no idea what's going on. And I think it's like really great if you don't really know like what it's like to be an idol, I guess. Like, if you don't really know like what they have to do to be an idol. I feel like this book really like spread it out and like showed everything, you know what I mean? Like the time it takes and like everything that they have to do. And also like the fan base and like how fans of idols can be just so like into their lives, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I really liked it. I gave it a 4.5. I thought it was a fun time. Last but not least, I read Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Yes, everyone, I read the age gap romance between a doctor and a carpenter. And let me tell you, it was a fun time. I love them so much. I thought the writing was so good. I thought the storyline was so good. And I'm like, a 9-year age gap? I could see it for myself. This really, truly made it possible. Anyway, so we have our main character who is 37. She's dating a 28-year-old. And really, she just kind of gets with him because she was with this really, like, bookie man, right? Like, he's truly a rebound.
Always how it happens in the dramas I be watching.
Yeah, he's truly a rebound. And you know, she's not putting a lot of stock into it. She's like, I'm clearly older than you. You don't have a wrinkle in your eye. Oh. And this is going nowhere. Meanwhile, of course, as we all know, the man is sprung from the first moment, right? I mean, literally, as soon as he sees her pulling down her Spanx, he's like, I'm in love.
Not the Spanx.
And I truly just like kept laughing at this book. Like, I thought it was so much fun.
I'm in love.
Yeah, he truly just like loves her. And it was a nice homage, I think, to The Little Mermaid. It's supposed to be like a retelling.
Oh no.
But it's not. Like, I kind of hate that they put that on the book because it's really not like that. The only thing that's similar is that there are two completely different worlds as far as their age.
Oh.
And like as far as monetary like caste system, sort of, like she's obviously way more wealthy than him because she's a surgeon in a major hospital and he is a carpenter in a small town. So like they have completely different worlds and they live 2 hours apart. So it's kind of their like them trying to figure out dating is
okay.
A monster of a thing. But I thought it was done really, really, really well. This is one of my favorite age gap romances, actually. And I'm really excited because we just got the arc for her second book, which follows her like best friend. And I honestly can't wait to get back into that world. Like, I love the best friend. I thought she was smart, sweet, funny, and it's gonna be a good time. So anyway, so 4.5. Sorry, I didn't say that.
Right.
Now that's all I have to say.
I'll do my last I guess I've been reading romance all month, but I did one of Christine's highly recommended books. She will never stop talking about this author and these book series. So I said I should start it so I can finish it one day. The series, I mean. So I read Only When It's Us by Chloe Leese, and y'all, it was cute. It was really cute. I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, I was like, I'm holding my breath because she doesn't sound as excited as she should be. So
I really liked it. I just was like, I feel like it was a little long, but like I know a lot happens in here. A lot happens, but it was very cute. You were right. If you don't know, if you haven't heard about this follows 2 students. One is a student athlete, Willa. She plays soccer. She's a star. And then there's Ryder, who is, you know, her classmate. And they have an enemies to lovers relationship. And it's just a fun time. And you were right. It was cute. It was cute. I didn't even tear up. So I felt like I had to give it a 4-star. But it was really cute. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what Christine said. I think everyone should give this book a chance. Chloe Leese is on something here. And I can't wait to see what Ren is about. There's a lot of brothers and sisters here. And I'm just like, wait a minute. There's like 12 of them. Or 17. I don't know. There's a lot of siblings. And Ren is I really feel in my soul, Ren is gonna be fun.
All these books, like, once you get into it, I feel like this is like how I was with Ice Planets, right? Like, the first one I was like, all right, it's all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
But then once I got to the second book, I was like, zoom!
I really feel as if this other brother, the hockey player, is really got the humor for me.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Ryder is also a late to death
Yeah.
character, so there's some rep there. But yeah, definitely check triggers as far as familial deaths and things like that. So
anxiety rep as well.
Anxiety rep, yeah. These books always have lots of a good mix of representation, like all kinds.
For sure.
So lots of mental health in there. I'll talk about some interesting romances that I read. First and foremost, Desperate Measures by Katie Roberts.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I actually was like in between these 2 books and I was like, bro, I just need something like head empty, no thoughts. You know what I mean? So this is a Jafar and Jasmine like retelling. I guess this is part of her like Wicked Villains series. And I will say it was interesting, but it definitely is like novella time. You know what I mean? Like it was a quick read. There wasn't a lot to it. And there was a lot of like consensual non-consent in this, which didn't really bother me. Like, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine in real life, you know what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying. But like, did it grip me? Was it like the best retelling I've ever read? No. I'm gonna give it a 4 stars because like it was fine, it was fun, it was a spicy time. It was very spicy, very, very spicy. But I think I just like wanted a little more from the world, I guess. I don't know. Just, I guess it's like, you know, why do you give things a 4? You know it's good, but like it's not 5-star feeling. So anyway, wanted a little more, I think, from the plot, which is silly, right?
Yeah, it's a little.
Should have been sucked in. Doesn't matter. So that was that one, and then the next one was The Wrath of the Dawn.
Oh.
Now this one, first of all, the cover. Hello.
You've been wanting to read that for a minute.
Stunning. Second of all, yes, I was so excited to get to this one because this is like a YA like classic. We can call it that. Okay, 1001 Nights retelling. Really, this is probably one of my favorite like stories, I guess. But essentially, you guys know the legend. The king is basically executing a wife every night because he got betrayed by his first wife. There is a brave young woman who says, you know what, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take control of fate. She starts telling him this long story throughout the night until finally the sun comes up the next morning, but her story is not complete. And the story is so good that the king is like, would you want to stay alive for another night? And so she keeps doing that and doing that and doing that until finally he falls in love with her, right? So that's the original tale. So in this one, this is a fantasy retelling, which I really, really liked because I'm just trying to figure out like the whole thing, like why is he killing these women? Because obviously it's not the same as the original tale. So I had a really fun time with this. A 4.5 stars for me, like YA, hello. Like I keep striking out with YA, so I really liked this one and I think it is because it's that familiar retelling. But I mean, I'm going to continue on and finish the duology with the second book, The Rose and the Dagger, and we'll see how it goes because this one definitely ended. Y'all know how YA does, okay? They leave you on a cliffhanger and you're like, bro, why'd you have to do me like that?
Always.
Like, why did you have to do me like that? So anyway, it'll be interesting to see how it wraps up. But I really thought that the relationship was It was very fun. It was very fun. Very, like, I can't call it spicy because it wasn't, like, necessarily spicy, but the tension there, I was like, y'all are saying things, and I'm like, are words of affirmation my new love language?
I need to take a quiz.
So if you guys haven't read this one and you're interested in, you know, 1001 Nights, like Mina stories and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend this.
So
this
5
one.
stars?
No, 4.5.
4.5.
4.5, yeah.
So I have been slowly reading the unfinished translated series of The Bride of the Water God. I don't know if they'll ever be, every time I look and see, like, it's completed in Korean, but it is not reprinted. It's not finished in English. So I am slowly going through it. I got these gifted from Rachel at Let Me in the Library, so shout out to you. Thank you. But I read 5 and 6. I also have 7, but I was like, why read 7 when I can't get 8? But 5 and 6 were cute. We're getting a lot more, we're getting some, you know, love triangles. Some third parties are getting involved in our main couple's romance.
So does this pass the show? Like, are these past the show?
That's what I was about to bring up. I'm glad you brought me there, because I was really about to say.
I was like, I'm watching this show, so tell me.
This manga is nothing like the show. Don't click on Bride of Habeck expecting to get Bride of the Water God.
That's why they're different names.
Yes. The only things that are the same are the characters' names, and that they come from the same, that this Habeck comes from the same world, but like the show is set in modern day Korea. Yeah. That's the only similarity. Like, he has the same abilities, but there's like, the characters aren't even really the same. Like, the names of the characters are the same. I think I just got introduced to my favorite character on the show in book 6. Actually, yeah, book 6. I'm interested to see if his personality is even remotely the same. He seems kind of, you know, mischievous. But yeah, the characters in the plot of these manga are completely different from the show. So be with that, which you will.
Cool. I also, well, I guess you didn't finish that, but I finished Perfect World last month. Perfect World. It finally printed in all of its lovely glory, and this manga basically just follows a young man who uses a wheelchair and the love of his life, who went to high school together, randomly met up later on in life after his accident that made him paralyzed, and it's all about their love story and trying to figure out like how they can be together, because his whole thing is he doesn't feel like he deserves love and that he can be in a loving relationship because of his wheelchair. And in this whole series, he's just basically getting over that and trying to figure out how he can love somebody and accept the love that he deserves, because he is just a gem on this earth. So it's very, very cute. I don't want to go into really any of the details because some things happen in here. But Perfect World is one of my favorite mangas that sheds light on just like using a wheelchair. I think all in all, like over the whole like course of reading it, I learned a lot about like people who are paralyzed, what they have to go through just like in the day-to-day. It's like slice of life of their lives. And I think that this manga is like so emotional. Like there's a lot going on in each one, and I think the author an artist, she does so much research to like make sure everything is like completely correct and like very like, you know, on how like real life is for people who are in situations like this. So I think it was just so good. Like, ugh. Like, I hated to see the end, but like it ended beautifully, and it truly was just such a fun time. It was a good time. It was an emotional roller coaster, really. And I'm gonna pass these on to you so that you can finish the series finally. And last but not least, I ended up reading a graphic novel. You guys will all recognize this book, Fangs by Sarah Anderson. So I knew this was going to be cute. I just didn't realize how funny it was going to be. Like, imagine the Sunday comics, right? So basically it's about a werewolf and a vampire, and they meet each other in a bar and they start dating. And it's very like funny. Each page is like a different panel of their lives. And so it's like a different day, a different time. It's just basically like almost like every slice of life day in their lives, in their relationship. And it's just so funny. Like literally I was laughing the entire time I was reading this, like just little jokes here and there. And it was very cool. It's very like modern day, like love story. You know what I mean? Because obviously she can't go out during the day. He has to turn into a werewolf when the moon is full. And so that, you know, that makes things a little complicated, you know, monster romance. So it was fun. It was a 5-star. I really liked it. And I thought the drawings just so cute because she's like a little goth princess and he's like a punk guy, you know, just chill.
But they're both monsters.
Yeah, but they're both monsters. It was a fun time. So anyway, highly recommend if you guys haven't picked up Fangs and you want like a very just like chill read, very fun read, very cute read. Highly recommend because it was cute.
I think we had a good reading month.
Yeah. We'll see how September goes.
Yeah, I could put some little thickies on my list. So.
Yeah, you got a little thickie. You got a lot of thickies. I'm saying 4 there. I know you got 2 other ones.
2 other ones? Don't say it. I don't even want to know. But yeah, that was our August wrap up. Let us know if you have read any of these. Looking forward to reading any of these. We love to see the comments. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, please. We really appreciate it. And hit the notification bell if you want to know when we're dropping things.
Right.
Because that is how that works.
You can also join our Discord if you want to connect with us outside of YouTube, outside of social media. We're on there talking about current reads, book clubs, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And
music.
Yeah, what we're doing day to day. And the other thing that I did want to mention is that if you guys are interested in traveling with us, you can still fill out that survey link. And it's just a fun, quick little gauge to see if you guys want to travel with us in a different country. Have some fun.
Click the link.
Eat some hummus.
Oh my gosh. A Mediterranean trip?
I know.
Wait, is that even an option?
I mean, 40 plus countries we can choose from.
Y'all, please click the link.
Yes.
Wait
the
a
more
second.
people that fill out the link, the higher percentage that we will actually plan a trip and go somewhere in 2023. So if you guys are travelers and you do want to meet up with us in a different country and experience the world, then please fill out that link down below.
Yep, what she
That's
said.
pretty much it. So yeah, we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.